Hey, hey.
All right, Jack, how do I look? Can you see
Doesn't
everything?
look bad. Yeah.
Nothing weird in the
No, not
back?
really. Nothing looks like
Cool.
it's about to fall, which is always a good thing.
What'd you say?
Nothing looks like it's about to fall, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, no, I think we're good. Hopefully the iPad stays up. We got a kind of a precarious recording here, but also, Jack, the way my iPad's set up, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see the questions coming in, so that's all on you, okay?
I got you. All right, we're gonna wait a couple more minutes to see if anybody else decides to join the next 1 or 2 minutes.
Jack, how's your day today?
It's been pretty good. How's yours?
Pretty good. It was good. Went shopping with the mother. Yeah, pretty
I
much
didn't
all.
wake up till like 3. All right, I think we might as well get started. Hello, everyone that's currently in the live. Thank you for joining us tonight for the Section G16 live chat. My name is Jack Lewy, and I currently serve as your youth lead for the Section G16 Comms team, and I'll be your host this evening. Tonight's special guest is the very first and new Gateway Region Chief, and our section's very own Dirk Smelser. Thank you for joining us tonight, Dirk.
Yeah, Jack, thanks for having me. I'd love to be here. We did one of these last year, I think, and it was a great success.
I did watch that one. I enjoyed it. All right, before we dive into some questions we received from some of our followers via Instagram and Facebook, let's start off with you telling us a little bit more about yourself for those
Yeah,
of here who don't know you.
totally. So my name is Dirk Smelser. I currently have the honor and privilege to serve as the Gateway Region Chief this year. Right now I'm in Eureka, California at my home, but I currently go to school at Oregon Tech in Klamath Falls, Oregon, where I'm pursuing a business management degree. I'm really loving that. It's a small school. Oregon Tech is a great fit for me. So that sits in Lolo Lodge, which is my home lodge. It covers most of central southern Oregon and a little bit of northern California. That's tied to Crater Lake Council. I absolutely love the area here. I fell in love with hiking around in Klamath Falls. It's beautiful.
Great. So a couple of questions that are more of just kind of about your role in the Order of the Arrow. How did you get started in the OA, and what made you want to become Region Chief?
So I got started in the OA just like I'm pretty sure most of us did, right? Get the troop election. I was elected when I was 13, went through my induction in 2016, so I've been a member for about 5 or 6 years now. But I think the definitive step that really made me want to go for Region Chief or for national office was definitely the 2017-2018 period, specifically like the 2018 NOAC. Talking to Jordan and interacting with that was really inspiring. And just seeing the impact that officers, not only national, but just officers in general can have on the younger youth is really important.
Nice. Well, wait, so was your first conclave the 2016 one?
My first conclave was actually 2017. I missed the 2016 one. I was on a troop backpacking trip, I think.
Always stay with the troop, most
Yeah.
important thing. All right, what is your favorite scouting memory or experience?
Hands down, that's Always High Adventure with Trail Crew. I did that with my good friend Rio and a couple other good buddies that have come from that experience. OA High Adventure was just a great experience. You're there for 2 weeks with people you don't know, pushes you to your limits in mentally and physically. Gearing up to go off to one this next week with Wilderness Voyage, so I'm pumped for that. Hoping for a good experience up there.
And Rio is actually here in the live as well right now.
Oh, he is. Look at that.
What inspired you the most? And you mentioned your conversation with Jordan. But was there something else that inspired you to keep going? Or is there just something else that, like, right at the beginning was just like, that wants me to keep going?
Let's see. Something inspired to keep going. I think definitely like all of the people that have continuously supported, right? Like all of the people that have, just said, hey, you can do it, you can keep going. But then there's also been like the bigger motivations, right? Like my lodge advisor, my associate advisor passing, like that was a big motivation. It's just said, I got to do it for Kevin, right? There have been other motivations, like one of my Eagle Scout mentors just has always been there for me and said, you're going to do it, you're going to do it, you're going to do it. So I think those two definitely would be big inspirations.
That's always a good thing to have, some mentors that push you to go harder. So you're the first ever Gateway Region Chief. Was it what everything you imagined it to be? Is it harder than you thought, easier than you thought, just what you thought?
So I'll start with the imagine it. What do you, that question. So I didn't imagine it to be anything. I really walked in not knowing fully what to expect, right? Because it's a whole new region. So that means, there's a whole new precedent of what to do. But the good thing about being the first is I kind of get to set some of those precedents and transform my ideas into real life. So I think that's kind of the counterbalance of that, right? So I didn't have all of the set precedents, but I also get to make some of those.
Yeah. So same thing with that, biggest geological area of a region chief ever, I think. You stay very busy, I'm guessing. What's your typical week-to-week schedule with school and then without school?
So with school, it's pretty much 7 or 8 a.m. wake up. Classes would usually go from 9 to 12. I had a couple afternoon ones, but for the most part in the afternoon from 1 to 3, I was working in the payroll office, which is my on-campus job when I'm in school. So I pretty much just file paperwork and make sure that the student employees are paid. And then, pretty much Friday through Sunday evening, I'm gone on most travel weekends. So that requires on Thursday night, I travel over the pass to the airport in Medford. And then from Thursday night on, I'm traveling back until about Sunday.
Nice.
Off of school with summer, kind of just hanging out. The travel is still the same Friday through Sunday, but definitely more relaxed. I've been focusing more on NOAC and the region SOS this year, but yeah, it's been great coming back home for a few weeks.
Nice. So we did have a question from the chat so far. If anyone does want to ask questions, we'll make sure to get them answered. But JK asked, who is your favorite Western region chief?
Ooh, I gotta stick with the section. We're on the section live. That's the boy Jordan Jeffers. Jordan's been a constant supporter. I can call Jordan at 2 a.m. and he'll pick up the phone. So, love him.
Yeah, he's always eating chicken.
Yeah, no, he works at Chick-fil-A.
All right, so we're gonna switch on to some questions about our upcoming event this summer, the national event, NOAC.
Yeah.
And then we did just have a question come in from a Steven who asked, who is your favorite person named Steven?
That's got to be Stephen Buer. Stephen Buer is the best person named Stephen alive.
All righty. So we are 5 short weeks away from NOAC. It's only 5.
5 weeks. 5 weeks.
Dang. All right. How many NOACs have you attended? And how does the University of Tennessee in Knoxville compare to the other NOAC locations?
Yeah, so I went to one NOAC in 2018, and that was at the University of Indiana. That was a great campus. I was 15 when I went, so it's not too fresh in the mind, but I remember that one being pretty big, just like UT Knoxville is. It's a college campus, right? But I'm not really too sure. They're very different. It's a completely different state with different weather. I think in terms of like activities and program, they're going to compare right away, right? 2018 is going to see a lot of, older stuff and 2018 stuff, and 2022 is going to see a bunch of modern 2022 stuff. So I think we're all excited for it.
Great. can you give us any insight on what to look forward to, something that not everyone might have heard about yet?
All right. Well, I'm sure we've hopefully pounded into you that the shows are amazing at NOAC. Those are just that'll knock your socks off, right? But there's also like stuff that isn't really too out there, right? There's a jam-packed Adventure Central and Ignite Festival. Those two are going to be a lot of fun. Personally, what I'm working on the Lodge Leader NCOC. That's where Lodge Key 3 have the opportunity to actually have a say in what the Order's future is going to look like. So we're really pumped to offer that. But I mean, other than that, there's just the general NOAC fellowship. I mean, that's really the magic of it, right? Seeing 6,000 people come together.
Kind of add on to that, what are you looking forward to the most?
Definitely just being in person with a big national event. I mean, that's hasn't happened in a while, so we're really excited for that. But like I said, NCOC, I'm actually really excited for. Did some work on that today, so I'm just pumped to see what the actual lodge chiefs say and what information we can get back from them, because we really want to hear them, and that's the entire goal of the NCOC.
So, for airmen that are going to NOAC, what should they know? Like, is there anything that's maybe not in the packing list? It's like, you should bring this, any important things just to kind of know?
Always bring a rain jacket, right? That's like step one, be prepared. In 2018, it poured on like 3 out of the 5 or 6 days we were there, I feel like. So definitely bring a rain jacket. Also, you might not be totally in love with patch trading, but I encourage everyone to make 1 or 2 patch trades, right? That's kind of just like a checkbox you got to do at NOAC. So I'd say those 2 things definitely. And then the other one is just definitely try something new. Don't just do what you know and hope that it's good, but because something else might be even better. So try something new, I think, is definitely a good piece of advice for NOAC.
And then finally, for those who haven't signed up, is it too late to sign up?
So that kind of depends on your lodge. If you're interested in going for NOAC, I would definitely reach out to your lodge chief, lodge advisor, or contingent leader. They will know more on that. But I believe the official deadline to register is passed, but lodge contingents might have slots open.
Great. All right. So you're a region chief. You travel around the country. What's been your favorite event and your favorite destination so far? And they don't have to be the same thing.
Yeah, definitely. All the events I've been to have been absolutely wonderful. I think one definitely sticks out in my mind just because I got to experience it with Steven. So we went to the G2 conclave in April down at Camp Strake, and it was just a great location. There was a lot of fun people there. The conclave was just super successful. They broke records, or they I don't know if they broke records, but they were just, it was just a great conclave. They exceeded their projected attendance. It was just a great conclave. And then favorite location, Phoenix, Arizona was definitely beautiful. The spots that we were at in Phoenix were just amazing. So I think definitely location-wise, that would be it.
Nice. So you attend lots of conclaves. That's probably one of the main events you go to. What's your favorite part of attending the different conclaves?
I actually really like how each conclave is entirely different. So most people only go to their section's conclave, and it's similar from year to year, right? There's the same things. The elections are done the same. The activities are somewhat the same. Sometimes the bounce houses are the same, right? But when you go to a different conclave, it's entirely different, right? Their schedule's different. Their people are different. Their activities are different. And it's just been really fun seeing how all of those differences still make a really great conclave. And it's nice seeing that a conclave and a section can operate differently and still be really successful.
Yeah. So September 9th through 11th, our conclave, Section G16's conclave at Antique Powerland Heritage Park. What do you look as, not only coming as a special guest as the Gateway Region Chief, it's also your home lodge's conclave.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to at the first ever G16 conclave?
I'm definitely looking forward to just interacting with my lodge, right? It's really nice to just come back and talk with the people in my lodge that I don't always get a chance to anymore to talk to. So I think definitely that, but also seeing the section step up. With a region chief position, I haven't been able to be as involved in the section as I once was last year. So I think coming back, that's going to be really nice for a weekend.
Nice. And for those of you who haven't heard, not only is Dirk coming, but Tim Reese, the national chief, is coming as well. All right, so some scout questions, some just fun questions asked by
Yeah.
members of the section. What's your favorite patch?
Ooh, favorite patch. Um, Actually, I'm going to say the one on my uniform. I really like our baby standard. It's my favorite one. The Lodge is like the only one that I've seen do mini flaps, and the standard just looks so clean. So, off the top of my head, I'll say the mini standard.
Nice. I've always liked that one. All right. Can Dirk do a backflip?
No, I can try. I can maybe do a somersault on a good day, but backflip, no chance.
Not
Someone's
even on a
getting hurt.
with a bouncy helper like a trampoline. Is it possible?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm not too flexible.
Okay. All right. And I know that our section chief Benjamin Flores asked this question, but is pineapple acceptable on pizza?
All right, pineapple is acceptable on pizza. I don't know if I'm going to go all out and say I'll order it and I'll eat a ton of it, but I'll say it's acceptable on it. We'll counter with that.
Alrighty. A question from the chat. We're going to take a break from the pre-asked questions. Smokey the Scouter asked what your opinion on Sea Scouts is.
Sea Scouts are an amazing branch of our organization. I think it offers a completely different side of scouting that the traditional scouting program doesn't offer, right? I mean, it's obviously all focused on water and boating and aquatics and that stuff. And I think that for those people that are really interested in it, it's a great outlet for it. There's no other program like Sea Scouts out there.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Is there a toll to pass through the gateway?
Yes. You got to chant the gateway's great way. That's the toll to get through the gateway. I think you gotta chant the chant.
Also, Stephen doesn't agree with your pineapple on pizza analogy.
That's fine. Stephen doesn't have to.
Of all of the ceremonies, which part in which ceremony is your favorite?
Okay.
What's your favorite part to watch, and what's your favorite part to perform?
Okay. Well, perform. So I am primarily I play the medicine man. So I think that definitely the Brotherhood ceremony medicine man part is my favorite to perform. To watch, I really love the vigil ceremony. That's an amazing ceremony to actually just watch or actually be a part of it, performing it or going through. But yeah.
Perfect. All right. Rio asked, which OAHA are you going to this summer?
I'm going to Wilderness Voyage, which is at Northern Tier. It's the program being offered this year. Go and work on a portage trail for a week, and then you canoe in the Boundary Waters for a week. So I'm super excited for that. Complete switch up from OA Trail Crew, which I did in 2019. But yeah.
All right. So as a national officer, you have to wear polywool.
Oh, yeah, we're asked to, yeah.
What's your worst polywool nightmare/disaster story?
All right. So in 2021, when we were at the Philmont Training Center for the National Council of Chiefs event last year, on day 0, which is the day that staff arrives and participants come in the next day, we weren't in full polywools, but I was in polywool shorts and a polo, and it was kind of drizzly out, and so I tried to cut underneath this tree instead of walking on the normal wet gravel path. And there was mud under the tree that I did not think was that wet, and I slipped and completely ruined a pair of polywool shorts. They were completely destroyed. Had to use the backups for the entire week. Yeah. That was probably the worst disaster. I haven't had anything terrible happen to the shirt yet. Haven't spilled any lasagna on it or anything, but it's coming. I know it is. At NOAC, I'm going to destroy one, I bet.
Always have backups. Gotta be prepared. What is your funniest region or moment as region chief so far, and the most challenging moment?
Okay. Actually, the funniest one, something immediately comes to mind. One of the conclaves that I was down in Albuquerque, New Mexico for the G12S conclave, and out of nowhere, they start bringing out these 2 posters for an activity during the show, and I'm just watching it, kind of not really understanding what's happening. And they put it on either side. One of them is a picture of the section chief with an eye patch on, and the other one is a picture of me with a pirate hat on, and they played pin the eye patch on the chief. So a bunch of the audience members got to go up and start sticking eye patches blindfolded to our faces, and it was pretty funny.
Nice. All right, most challenging moment as region chief so far.
Ooh, most challenging. I'll say time management, but that's an easy answer. That's kind of a cop-out, right? I think definitely working to get a solidified brand was definitely a challenge. And that was just like a lot of moving parts, a lot of people that we wanted to satisfy, a lot of pieces that we wanted to emphasize on that. And I feel we did that through a lot of time. But yeah, I think that was probably a big challenge. I don't know if it was the hardest one, but that's one that comes to mind.
And that's also something that only you really do. You just get the branding done. It's set for a while, at least somewhat. Yeah,
like being the first one, I do kind of get to set the initial brand, and I mean it's up to the next organization or leadership to change that if they want. But yeah, we tried to create one that would be long lasting and work for the region.
Yeah. So over your time as region chief so far, what goals did you have at the beginning of your term, and how have they been modified or changed over the past 6 months to make it either achievable or just actually just changed?
Yeah, I love this goal. So one of my biggest goals off the bat as region chief was, because it's such a big region, there's 24 sections within the Gateway region, and I wanted to really work hard to make those section chiefs of the 24 feel as tight of a class as they could, and I think that we've done that. So we have a chief chat that's constantly going, sharing ideas and jokes, and all of those chiefs are really close, and I hope that because they're so close, that they can share ideas and that they'll become friends, and hopefully their sections will become more successful because of that. So that's one goal that I've really think I've done well at, and I want to continue at this year. One that I completely failed at personally. I wanted to really focus on was working out more this year. But as soon as winter hit, kind of at the start of the term, that got tossed out the window. The new term and school starting was just a whirlwind of stress, and I think just time went out the window. But I've been running recently in the past few weeks, and it's made me feel really great. So I want to continue that throughout the next 6 months, I say.
Nice. So what do you see our organization 5 years from now?
In 5 years from now, I think I definitely see our organization in a really good spot. I think the steps being taken in the past 3 or 4 years have definitely been the most goal-oriented and focused steps that our organization has taken, and I think that those are soon to pay off, right? It's been a tough few years with COVID and the bankruptcy, but I think that the steps that we've taken are the right ones, and that eventually those steps are going to pay off.
Perfect. Before we start closing the live, does anybody that's live in the audience right now have any questions for Dirk or me? It can be for me too. I'll start the close.
Sorry,
Go
Jack, what are you most
ahead.
excited for NOAC this year?
I'm signed up for, I think, every single escape room. So I'm hoping
Nice.
that actually,
Okay, yeah, I totally forgot about those. Those were a highlight. That was fun in 2018.
And then I'm signed up. I know I'm doing the basketball, and I'm probably going to lose every game, but I'll have fun doing it.
Nice.
And then I need to figure out what shoes to bring, because I am making Vans with your face on them.
Vans with my face on them. Okay.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, Rio, we already asked that question. Section G15 is asking, should more lodges have yells?
Oh, okay. So I don't know who asked this, but I do know the section that asked it. Up in Section G15, their conclaves are always really fun. Their lodges all have yells, and they'll like bounce back and forth, and it'll just be a really chaotic but awesome experience to listen to all the lodges chant their yells. So yes, G15, I believe lodges should have a yell. That's a really fun experience and activity.
And then somebody else asked, I'm not sure, I think it's King's English Bookshop, asked, when are you coming to Utah?
Oh, okay. That I think is one of my relatives. I'm coming to Utah, I think, later this summer. So I think I'll be out there for a couple days at the end of August.
Perfect. All right, I think I'm going to start the closing. So we had a fun time chatting this evening about our organization, getting to know you and your scouting journey. Before we close, do you have a message you want airmen watching tonight to leave here with?
I would just say be willing to learn. Be willing to learn about our order and its history. Be willing to learn how you can get involved in the order. And I think just be willing to learn how you can make a difference, because I think that that's what's really going to be important in these next few years.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Just getting involved is the main thing. I wasn't involved 2 years ago, and hey, look at me now.
Right.
It was also from G15. It was Sam who asked the question.
Nice.
All right. I want to thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. And
Yeah, thanks for having me
tonight. And looking forward to seeing you at NOAC and at Conclave.
Yeah, I'll see you there, Jack.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight, and have a great rest of your evening.
Yeah. Later, everyone.